Okay, apparently this doesn't work the way I thought it would be. I don't know if the other videos uploaded or not because I'm not sure how automatic. I think this is actually like the third time I've tried this because I had it how it is now recording, and then pulled the monitor off of the keyboard, uh, and I had talked for like 2 or 3 minutes probably before I realized that it wasn't recording. Uh, because I was focusing on this, and then when I went to put it back, I thought it would still continue to record, and then it stopped. So I was trying to actually show what it is that I've done here. Uh, and what I basically got done is this entire thing. So basically, this on the opposite side, but this is basically what it is that I've gotten done today. That much of it. So and then this way. Um, but yeah, like this is more what you want, where it's more conformed to it. Ultimately, you really like on most things you fiberglass, you're really going to want this to be in direct contact, like it is on all the rest of it. With this, though, on the other hand, uh, I mean it you depending on what you're doing. If you're going to put in lights, then you actually really are, you want to try to do things like this, where this actually bubbles up over it. I did this completely by accident, but then once I realized what was going on, I was like, oh, okay, I can actually use that. But yeah, it forms a hollow that gives me more room to deal with for putting like the LEDs and the wiring and such. So that is actually a very useful thing, and it's one of the things that you need to take into account when you're building. But then yeah, I've managed to do the get the that done because I mean it's like you also have to take time to cut out pieces too along the way sometimes. But yeah, but this is about a half hour. So say half hour, hour, yeah, straight through. Once you know what it is that you're doing, this should take about an hour and a half. You know, and that's if you are, you know, you know, yeah. This should take no longer than an hour and a half. To be honest, I could probably, uh, with what I, how I'm doing it now, I could probably, I actually probably now, uh, now that I actually understand a few things about like support and everything else, while it's drying, I think I actually could knock out the fiberglassing on this in 45 minutes. So, for those of you who pay attention to my cosplay channel, which is the Imperial Nerf Herder, uh, yeah, I'm doing stuff for Dragon Con. This is actually, uh, yeah, this is actually an Iron Man Mark IV chest plate, but I'm building it actually for a Darth Vader. It's actually going to be a starting thing. And the chest actually, it looks close enough to the Iron Man or to the Genos chest. I mean, to me anyway. Like I said, this is all based on what I perceive. Um, but there's certain elements of the chest plate, like here where you have these two pieces. When I looked at the Genos chest plate, it just that looked familiar to me. So, uh, okay. Sorry, yeah, I had that hit that choke reflex. Mm. All right. Anyway, So yeah, the next step I'm going to be on after this is, after this is I've got a back piece that also needs to be started. I got the arms and so forth, but I'm going to be actually, yeah, I've told a couple of people. I'm not going to mention it on camera yet, but I'm going to, I've got, hell with it. I'll just say, because I don't know how many people are ever going to see this. Um, but I'm actually doing a Darth Vader. I have a Vader Black Series helmet, so I'm gonna use that because I'm just like I like the thing, and I've got a few things in mind that it's perfect for me, and that cuts that cuts probably like 4 days off my work time for the costume that I want to build, and so I'm gonna go with the Mark IV chest because actually the brace piece. Uh, So yeah, this goes on, and so yeah, I'm gonna have to put some foam or something in there, and okay, I can actually eventually separate it here, and then these can actually to make that a lot easier. So yeah, that's actually gonna be kind of cool. You sit there, you put this on, and it actually, you put this on, and it will actually go. So yeah, I am going to build. I'm actually one of my other projects is in fact an Iron Man support frame. Um, reminds me, I'm actually gonna have to talk to my brother because he's a metal worker, so he can help teach me what I need to do. Uh, and so, but yeah, I'm actually going to have an actual undersuit that I'm actually designing to sell as a either whenever I do my suits, I'm actually going to have the have the uh, I'm actually going to do suits that actually have the support frame. Um, but I'm also designing it as a modular system. Uh, uh, so that way, whenever it is really, it really for doing any armor, like I have my Iron Man class armors, and then I have the Hulkbuster class armor, and to me, like the T60 from Fallout, that's actually a Hulkbuster class. To sort of anyway. Yeah, I would actually consider that the Hulkbuster class because of the fact that there's going to be stilts and uh, I think maybe the upper body frame may end up being different. I'm actually going to have to talk to somebody about what actually whether they even still have that suit or if they can build me what it is that or I mean I got pictures too, but anyway. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna let this dry for like a while actually, because it. Um, but yeah, within a couple of days, when that fully cures, it's a very slow process when me doing the wood glue, but the results that I get from it are damn good. But I've also got like my life and everything else. I don't really have a good place to keep like the resins and the fiberglass stuff and all. So the wood glue is really good because not only it's really good for beginners too, which to be honest, that's really what I am. Um, but it actually really does help you learn fiberglassing skills. I can't work with fiberglass. The in the time period because like I've tried, I can't get the mix right. So if I could get a simplified resin like a UV resin, um, or if there was a way that okay I could paint on one part and then mist it with an activator, Mm. Oh, sorry, I had a message came in. But yeah, if I could sit there and get where I just painted resin on and then misted it with an activator, uh, then yeah, I mean that'd be. I mean, you could do an area about like that big safely because there's the exothermic reaction and so forth. That's the reason why it is that resins are dangerous. I have a 5-year-old running around, so I need to be very careful about what it is that I have because like even though it's on the porch, if they were to come out here and I didn't know about it or something, and they got into it, whatever. Uh, so that's why I've gone with what I go with. Is it's more of a matter of safety. As I get a better workspace, I'm also going to be moving up into better and better materials. So, uh, you know, uh, so basically, it's like I'm kind of doing the like because right now this is my I'm in a cave with a box of scraps suit. My next one is going to be the Mark 42. Like I'm just going to skip everything in between. um, Yeah, and a lot of the stuff in my a lot of things I say also are what I call Jimmyisms. They're statements that make complete sense to me because I understand all of the references. Uh, and a lot of it is just it's jokes, and if I told anybody else, they would just be like, that was just not funny." Uh, yeah, but to me, it's like I still have that like little kid part where like fart jokes were legitimately funny. Huh. So, whew. Yeah, I also forgot which channel I was on. This is actually my blog channel. Oh, yeah, I am definitely looking forward to Dragon Con. It is, it's actually slightly stressful for me on certain things because I'm having to deal with as just all of the rooms because I ended up with several legacy rooms. So I had this big group of people that book with me every year. The reason why they book with me every year is because I am just that damn wonderful. But basically, like people, like different people would do. It was all the same group of people that would all pretty much room with each other. It's just whoever it is that was able to get rooms would deal with it. Guess whose turn it was that they went legacy. So now it is now my job to handle these rooms. And so between finding out who the hell it is that wants to room with who, and that changing that changing every couple of weeks, uh, people either telling me that they're not going to be able to go, uh, and then having to find replacements for them. I mean, I know that it seems like I am overly focused on Dragon Con, but this is like the one, like, realistically, this is the one weekend a year that is my, you know, it is my biggest promotional opportunity. It is my, oh, it's my one time away from, you know, well, I should say around civilization. Oh, whew. So yeah, but yeah, I'm doing this as a Darth Vader. eventually, I'm going to. And by the way, for those of you who say you can't blog on YouTube, it's my YouTube, and I will blog if I damn well feel like it. I will blog with YouTube because I can, America. But oh, sorry, my myelophagia is kicking in a little bit. Um, I actually am working on doing like a podcast format. I may end up doing one where I actually do not have like I may end up doing an audio only one, but I've been trying to get doing my video streaming a little bit more. It's also the video streaming is also therapeutic because I have to be aware of my appearance. I have to be aware of my mannerisms and so forth. And so it is helping me be able to self-regulate and be and because I'm like if I notice myself acting in a certain way or spacey or whatever else, then I'm more easily able to pin down the physical sensations I get. And that way, when I feel that it's okay, this is going on, redirect. So, but yeah, along with this, I also am going to be trying to do my Tron costume, which really I mostly just really just kind of need to clean it up some. I either need to do some shaping or I need to do some repaint with better gloss at least, something. Uh, but yeah, so whew. Yeah, if you're still watching this, um, anything past like the first 5 minutes at is just me. I'm leaving this on for raw notes. I'm going to come back to this video and I'm going to be reviewing it, skipping ahead to where it is that I'm actually talking and what I'm talking about. So yeah, anything past the first 5 minutes is if you're still here, then that's on you. And I may end up talking to the viewer. But yeah, a lot of times that it gets like that you see me do this, it is going to be me actually because I'm in like really hardcore design mode right now, and so I'm actually seeing 3D models, not a hallucination, but in the mind's eye or whatever. But I'm actually seeing the 3D models that are I could actually be like okay, because I'm also designing the automation job. See, while I do like the Iron Man story because Tony Stark is kind of a inspiration of sorts. I mean, I just want to have his money and his toys. Um, I mean, like literally, I want so I like the Iron like. I consider the Iron Man armor in this category because Tony also does, but I want all of his recreational technology. Although I will need the weapons technology end of it on some of them because the best toys are the ones that make things go boom, and the really good ones make really big booms. Uh, so yeah, right now what it is that I'm doing with this is I've actually got it's actually an old couch, couch support leg. I have like four of them because I got rid of the couch, but these make really good. These are really useful. I mean, I don't know if you can. Okay, yeah, this right here when I'm touching, you know, there, this right here is actually one of these, and the arc reactor chamber is raised up, so this doesn't get in the way. I may end up, popping it off, or this might be good for like various things, like because it does give that support and all. And then oh, okay. Uh, Part of the interchangeable tips could actually be things like this, because you could have a fork come in, lift this up, and then this comes in and it connects into the recess to lift it up, and that way, you know, it's not got and then you can also see whether anything's drooping or whatever. So when it puts it onto the support thing, uh, I've got a couple of ideas for that based on some old toys, actually. But what it amounts to is when Thanos goes to get the Infinity Gauntlet, and you have the things rising. Yeah. Uh, and also like the chair that the old Japanese guy was in Logan. Where it was just the rods that came up and would actually help him sit up, move his arm. You know. Uh, you know. I'm actually thinking about doing a support thing like that. You know. Okay, yeah, no, I was actually, okay, yeah, I could actually see the thing. Basically, for the user interface, you would actually have a square, a grid. You could draw areas on that, and then you can make them lower and raise, using a couple of different boning architectures. Uh, but yeah, I could sit there and just put this on the thing, and then be like, okay, so and then raise or lower around here to actually bring this to the right position. Uh, and so forth. So basically, it would conform enough to support this, uh, and it could pretty much be used for literally anything. Like if you have a ball, you know, then yeah, you'd be able to do a relatively ball shape. If you have a cube, put a cube on its end. So yeah, that following list wasn't because I thought you didn't realize what I was talking about. Is I was listing the examples, so that way when I do this, I have an order to demonstrate them in. Uh, and then depending on how creative I want to get, where I want to make the cube walk around when it's on its corner, which there already is actually a robot that does this, but I'm doing it on a table. Anyway, I completely lost the thread of what I was talking about because I was so into that. Um, yeah, no, yeah. Design mode for me, it's a blessing and a curse, because I could go into design mode at any time. Yeah. Well, at least not when I don't have things going on that demand me having full attention to what I'm doing at any given time. But normally, yeah, when I'm out in public, design mode is a lot less intense. Uh, and I have take gotten into the habit of physicalizing it a little bit. Yeah, I also tell people I have a Tony Stark design studio in my head, and in a way, I do. Uh, what I'll do is I'll actually look at 3D models, and I will, I will zoom them, and I'll zoom them. I will move them. Basically just watching and memorizing the rotation, and then later on, while I'm trying to actually figure out things, I can go and quickly make changes in my head because I know what everything looks like. But I will sit there and I will basically do the edits and be like, all right, cool, this, 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 uh, and then bring it up, rotate. And that's, looking at like a thigh mounted detail, such as uh, a mount point for a weapon or for propulsion system, uh, extra shielding, whatever else. Uh, yeah, right now I tend to focus more on the battle aspect of things because that's what this is made for, the character and everything. So I also fit what my design elements are based on the character basically. I don't cosplay per se, but I do it. As my part of my design process, and I am going to be doing my character. Technically, I'm either a Deadpool or a Rick cosplayer, depending on how you look at it. But it just so happens that my Rick is his universe is Deadpool. Mm. Yeah, but basically, it's like I'm kind of designing. I'm kind of impatient because of what I'm doing is I'm actually designing what it is. Okay, yeah, if it was me, you know, what would I do having the knowledge of the designs and everything, and access to the greatest armor makers in the known universe? I would not have a fucking typewriter attached to my chest. So I'm because also like because part of it I'm too lazy to write fan fiction is not actually a joke. I oh god I have stories and fantasies and so forth in my head. Uh, I mean, and if I was to write out the stuff that I actually do, I do not want to be known as the guy that wrote the most sweeping, epic self-insertion Mary Sue on the face of the planet. Even above my immortal. Who, by the way, yes, my Rick is in fact immortal because he is also from the Tron Legacy world. Yeah, apparently Rick was actually born in the Tron Legacy world too, and I'm not even talking about in the Earth of Tron Legacy. I mean the grid. Yeah, at this point, we're just doing raw notes. Oh, oh, yeah. Anyway, I'll probably end up editing this down later on and everything. Yeah, really, I really not much I can do until this dries a bit. Uh, anyway, I can finish up there, and then I actually need to get started on the back anyway. Um, yeah, I guess mostly I'm just trying to get back to the habit of recording and whew. Alright, anyway.